The New York Knicks made a shocking draft selection last night and then traded some picks in the same process, and we have to talk about all of it. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here. What a last 48 hours it has been between Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and now the newest New York Knick, Pacome Dadiet, drafted 25th overall by the New York Knicks. The one selection they made, they had two draft picks going into the night, traded pick 24 for pick 26 and 51, and then traded pick 26 for 5 first-round picks. It has been a crazy time to be a New York Knicks fan, but they did come away with a rookie, the youngest rookie they have drafted in a long time, in Pacome Dadiet. And honestly, I did not know who he was at all when we selected him, but I did a lot of research on the guy, and I am a massive fan of Pacome. Now, there's been a lot of talk about, okay, well, if the Knicks don't spend any money on the draft, they could re-sign Hartenstein, they won't go over the luxury tax, the first apron will be all good. No, we are not thinking about that, and I will show you exactly why. Because Pacome Dadiet said that he fully intends on playing with the Knicks in New York this season, as opposed to being a draft and stash player in Europe. And on top of that, when you look at his strengths, he is someone who would fit with the New York Knicks super well. He can shoot off the dribble super well. He creates his own shot very fluently. He's got a great offensive game. He can shoot the ball. He's not exactly a lights-out spot-up shooter, but he's got the potential to get there, has a good high release, shoots smoothly. There's no hitch in that jump shot. He is not afraid to shoot the ball. A lot of good stuff. This is Kevin O'Connor's breakdown of Pacome as a prospect, and that is the only negative he has on him, is that he's a little sloppy with the ball and telegraphs passes and doesn't have the greatest defensive awareness. All stuff that Tom Thibodeau can change very easily. I have a feeling the Knicks saw some guys who they liked, probably didn't like a ton of people in this draft, and then decided, you know what, we might be able to mold this guy into something because he has such a raw offensive skill set that's already very far along for a raw prospect, that maybe he can become a very, very nice offensive player for this team. He's got good size. He's 6'9". Dude, he's got that potential to be a Michael Porter Jr. type player. He creates, he wants to shoot a lot of threes. If he gets that ball in his hands, you better believe Pacome is going to shoot that thing. So hopefully, as a prospect, Pacome can work out. He seems pretty amped to be on the Knicks. There's been a lot of good stuff about him. He even kind of talked about playing for the Knicks a little bit. He said that he thinks he's really versatile, but he also needs to bring what a rookie brings to a team, which is to bring some energy and being able to grab the ball and rebound and push it up the court. Now, according to New York Basketball on X, who has all the good stuff, they know all, they're inside, they have everyone, they have all the connections. They said that Pacome has been telling teams he has no interest in being a draft and stash prospect, and that he wanted to stay in the draft if he was going to get a real chance at making an NBA squad, and if not, he would have just went back to Europe until he could go to the draft again. Now he's going to probably join the Knicks, as he was picked in the first round, and we can only assume that he received good enough feedback. Well, look, the Knicks aren't wasting a 25th pick on someone who's not going to show up, unless they didn't want to pay anyone, which clearly isn't the case, because Pacome is coming over. The Knicks are going to have to pay him. He's coming over. He's going to play on the Knicks this year. Well, play is a strong word, but he's going to be on the Knicks this year. And when you consider that, it means that the Knicks probably are not done drafting. Obviously, the second-round draft is tonight. The Knicks will have pick 38. They'll have pick 51. I'm interested to see what happens, but they're going to keep on drafting because already having the Pacome pick, it means that you're just going to go over that first apron anyway unless you make a bit of a trade. And I am going to do a video on that in a little bit about a potential trade the Knicks might be making in order to essentially just get some help onto this team when it comes to financial situations, and maybe bring back Isaiah Hartenstein then. That's kind of the end game goal for this. But the Knicks also did make some trades last night. Obviously, they traded out of pick 24 and got pick 26 and 51 in the draft, and then used the 26th pick to trade for 5 second-rounders. A trade that I loved, because if you don't like anyone in the draft, trade the pick. I know it's like, oh, we just trade a first for a bunch of seconds. Dude, there's no difference between the 26th overall pick and some later second-round pick. Most of the time, you're guessing from there anyway, and if a prospect is going to be good, there's very rarely a sure thing anywhere past the lottery, really anywhere past, like, the 20th pick especially. There's just not going to be a sure thing. I'm not concerned by the fact that the Knicks are moving one of their picks for 5 second-rounders. And let's look at the breakdown on this. Where is it? There we go. There we go. The Oklahoma City Thunder are sending 2025's most favorable second rounder via either the Celtics or Grizzlies, OKC's 2026 second rounder from the Warriors, a 2027 from the Timberwolves, 2027 second most favorable of 4 teams between OKC, Houston, the Heat, and the Pacers. So whoever has the second best draft pick in the second round out of those 4 teams, it goes to New York. And the 2027 third most favorable between those same 4 teams. So basically, say it goes in that order, where the Thunder have the best pick, then the Rockets, then the Heat, then the Pacers in the second round. The Knicks would get both Houston and the Heat's second round picks in 2027. So the Knicks are now going to have a ton of 2027 second-round draft picks. Probably some of them are going to be moved, knowing Leon Rose. But it is something very interesting to see that the Knicks have decided, hey, we're just going to stack up on as many picks as possible because we just dealt a bunch for Mikal Bridges. They also got a 2026 second-rounder in return in the Mikal Bridges trade. It hasn't really been mentioned a lot, but they do have that. So the Knicks are stocking up on draft picks just so they could have some, considering they moved a lot. They still have a lot of first-rounders, too. They still have 7 first-rounders left. So they still have some sort of draft capital after the Mikal trade, which is nice to know. I mean, it's not enough to land like a star, but it is enough to where you can land solid role players throughout, which is very nice to have. Honestly, it was a good draft by the Knicks. They didn't need someone to show up right away and be a very important rotational piece. Pacome Dadiet theoretically could get some real minutes, and I kind of hope he does because rookies are fun. It's one of the reasons why I wanted the Knicks to draft someone is because it's fun. It's fun to have a rookie. It's fun to get that hype around a guy and see a youngin try to make it in the NBA. It's something that we can enjoy, but more importantly, it does give some extra depth on a cheap contract. Look, the Knicks are real good at drafting, especially around that point in the draft. So I kind of have high expectations for Pacome Dadiet. I really hope it works out with him. I'm really excited to watch him play. He will play in the Summer League, all indications seem. So we'll see him in a few weeks. I can't wait, and we will be reporting on his games. I might do some Summer League post games or something this time around. So guys, let me know if you want to see that. Like this video, comment, subscribe to Knicks Digest, turn on post notifications. Have a phenomenal day. I'll see you later. Go Knicks.